Donald Trump, guest of Knicks owner James Dolan, first sitting president to ever attend an NBA Finals game. They put him on the Jumbotron doing the national anthem in Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena on earth. Man, they booed that man so loud I was looking for the Sandman. And then the Knicks lost. I'll tell you the truth. Now y'all thinking, Adrian, didn't you just do a whole Trump episode? Yep, go watch it. Trump card out now on YouTube. But Trump is just the best today. I'm barely saying his name again after this because this episode is not about one man at one game. This is about a pattern. Big brand, big market, big noise, big money, can't close. I'm talking about the Knicks and the Dallas Cowboys, two of the most famous, most profitable franchises in American sports. Combined franchise value almost $24 billion. Last chip between both of them, 1995. My boy Murphy ain't gonna like this one. Now, this is Adrian. This is Rugged Talk, so we're gonna get into it today. After the intro, we're gonna tap into all the numbers and the facts. See you in a little bit.
New way, South Carolina raised me. The struggle gave me vision. Every scar on my back.
All right, receipts, because this ain't a feeling. This is documented history. The Knicks, 53 years and counting. Last championship, 1973. Now listen, in the words of my late grandfather, boy, you wasn't even thought about back then. But they were loaded. Willie Frazier, Bill Bradley, 6 Hall of Famers on one roster, right? Beat the Lakers 4-1. And then crickets. Yeah, for over 50 years. And you talking about a franchise that's worth nearly $10 billion. $500 million in revenue just last season alone. And they ain't won since Nixon was president. In 1994, Patrick Ewing, they had Pat Riley on the bench as the coach. They go 7 games with Houston, right? Championship right there around the corner. Game 7. John Starks goes 2 for 18. Yeah, 2 for 18. Riley left him on the court for 42 minutes. Sparks out there being a construction worker with all them bricks. And they lost by 3. Boy, I tell you the truth. 1999, they crawled in as the 8 seed barely. Bad knees Ewing get hurt. Spurs sweep them. Then they disappear for 27 years. Until now, 2026. First final since 1999. 13-game playoff win streak. Up 2-0 in the series. Home court. Trumps walk in, go to sleep half the game, and they lose 115 to 111. Classic Knicks, boy. Classic Knicks. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, the most valuable sports franchise on planet Earth. $13 billion. $1.27 billion in revenue every year, more than any team in the NFL, more than any sport, including soccer, including the Yankees. We talking about $13 billion. Last Super Bowl, January 1996. I was just a jit. They were loaded though as well. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. 3 championships in 4 years. Looked like they were gonna have a dynasty forever. And then Jerry Jones, who is both the owner and the general manager, because why not, ran off Jimmy Johnson, the man who built that whole dynasty. Talking about they could win with any coach. Crazy talk. Yeah, 13 years later, no Super Bowl. Haven't been to a NFC championship game since 1995. That's the longest drought of any NFC team. I'm talking about every other team in the conference has made the title game since then. Every single one. Jerry out here paying consistently, professionally, like clockwork, just to see his team lose every year when it matters. All right, so this is like the common thread right here. The Knicks, they play in the most famous arena in the world. The Cowboys, they call themselves the America's team and play in a stadium that seats about 100,000 people. These aren't small market teams that nobody watches. These are the big dogs. These are the biggest brands in their sports, and neither one of them can get over the hump. So you would think the bigger the brand, the harder it is to win, maybe. But I think it has more to do with the owners. See, James Dolan and Jerry Jones, two men who love being the guy, all up in your videos like P. Diddy.
And one other thing I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing, come to Death Row.
They love being the guy more than they love winning championships. Jerry fires the architect of the guy who won 3 Super Bowls for him because he couldn't share the credit. Dolan has ran off Carmelo Anthony, Phil Jackson, basically anyone who gets the credibility. Both of them are in the building on game night. Both of them are in the papers. Both of them are always the story. When the owner needs to be the star, then the team can't be. See, that's what I think is beyond sports. There's a thing that happens. See, psychologically, when the stakes get too big, you stop playing your game. You start playing the moment. John Starks wasn't a bad basketball player in Game 7. He was one of the best guards in the league. But in that moment 20 years ago, New York's pain sat on his shoulders. Dak Prescott is not a bad quarterback. He's one of the highest paid players in the NFL. But every time January comes around, something changes. The energy that's supposed to lift you up starts crushing you instead. That's the overpleaser pattern. The guy who needs to please everyone in the building before he's performing. I work with men every day through RPRF who are the human version of these franchises. Not because they're losers. Nope. The opposite. These are men who have survived conditions most people can't imagine. Did time, came out on the other side, built in fire, and they get to the finish line, get out, get a real shot, a real opportunity, and they freeze. Not because they're not capable, but because now the eyes are on them. Now it counts. Now the pressure, it feels real in a different way than they already survived. The ground was familiar. The finish line is foreign. That's the Knicks. That's the Cowboys. That's a whole lot of people that's watching right now. So what's the fix, you ask? Stop performing for the crowd. Stop performing for the brand. Trust the way that what got you there. You play your game. It's simple, but not easy, especially when the president's sitting courtside or Jerry Jones is pacing the sideline in his cowboy hat. Pressure either gonna make diamonds or it's gonna make people disappear. The Knicks disappeared Monday night. The Cowboys have been disappearing every January for 30 years. So the Knicks are still up 2-1. The game 4 is back in the Garden, and they can still win. The Cowboys, well, it's June. They home watching the game like the rest of us. But training camp is just 2 months away, and that conversation we all know never ends. You may ask yourself who's more cursed, the Knicks or the Cowboys. I say neither. That's what the fans say when they don't want to do the hard work. The answer is both organizations choose comfort over championships. They choose brands over winning. And until that changes in the front office, nothing's going to change on the court or on the field. Dolan and Jerry just need to get out of the way, plain and simple. And Trump, he didn't curse the Knicks. Trump didn't miss those shots. Trump didn't blow those games in January. Nor did Trump fire Jimmy Johnson. And that's just the cold truth. See, at some point in your life, you're just going to be down 2-0 in the series. You're going to be in the finals. You're going to have the whole world watching you. And somebody's going to walk into your building who doesn't belong there. You're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to let the noise shake you, or you're going to have to play your game. I put my money on you playing your game. And until next time, this is Adrian with Rugged Talk. Visit our website at www.ruggedpastRighteousFuture.org. And if this hits home with you, tag and share. And if you like this content, sub and like. That'll keep me in the algorithm. Till the next time, peace.
New weight, South Carolina raised me. The struggle gave me vision. Every scar on my back became a part of my mission. They locked brothers up and forgot them in the system. I said, not on my watch. Started off